Welcome. In this video, we are going to learn about the American Revolution. What was the American Revolution? The American Revolution was a war between Great Britain and the 13 American colonies. At that time, the colonies were ruled by the British government and did not have their own country. The war lasted from 1775 to 1783. During these 8 years, thousands of soldiers fought in many battles. The colonists wanted to become independent and create a government where they could make their own laws. After years of fighting, they won the war and created the United States of America. Why did the colonists want freedom? Many colonists became unhappy because Great Britain placed taxes on everyday items such as tea, paper, and newspapers. The British government made these decisions without asking the colonists what they thought. The colonists believed this was unfair because they could not vote for representatives in the British government. They began using the phrase, "no taxation without representation." As more disagreements happened, many colonists believed that becoming independent was the best solution. Events that led to the war. Several important events increased the tension between Great Britain and the colonies. In 1770, the Boston Massacre happened when British soldiers fired into a crowd of colonists. This made many people angry. In 1773, the Boston Tea Party took place. Colonists protested the tax on tea by throwing hundreds of chests of tea into Boston Harbor. Britain responded by making stricter laws, and the relationship between the colonies and Great Britain became even worse. The war begins. The American Revolution officially began on April 19, 1775, with the battles of Lexington and Concord. British soldiers were sent to take weapons from the colonists, but local militia members were ready to defend themselves. Soon after, the Continental Army was formed, and George Washington was chosen to lead it. Even though his army often had fewer supplies than the British, Washington stayed determined and encouraged his soldiers to keep fighting. The Declaration of Independence. On July 4, 1776, the colonies approved the Declaration of Independence. This important document explained why the colonies wanted to become free from Great Britain. Thomas Jefferson wrote most of the declaration. It also said that all people have certain rights, including the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Today, Americans celebrate Independence Day every year on July 4th. Important battles. Many battles were fought during the American Revolution, but one of the most important was the Battle of Saratoga in 1777. The American victory showed that the colonists could defeat the British army. Because of this victory, France decided to help the Americans by sending soldiers, ships, weapons, and supplies. France's support became one of the biggest reasons the Americans were able to continue fighting and eventually win the war. The war ends. The last major battle of the American Revolution was the Battle of Yorktown in 1781. American and French soldiers surrounded the British army and forced them to surrender. Although fighting mostly ended after Yorktown, the war officially ended in 1783 when the Treaty of Paris was signed. Great Britain recognized the United States as a free and independent nation. What happened after the Revolution? After the war, the United States had to build a new government. Leaders worked together to create laws that would protect people's rights and help the country grow. A few years later, the Constitution was written to explain how the government would work. George Washington became the first president of the United States and helped lead the new nation during its early years. Timeline of the American Revolution. 1765. The Stamp Act placed taxes on paper and other printed items. 1770. The Boston Massacre increased tension between the colonists and British soldiers. 1773. The Boston Tea Party protested the tax on tea. 1775. The battles of Lexington and Concord marked the beginning of the American Revolution. 1776. The Declaration of Independence announced that the colonies were free from Great Britain. 1777. The American victory at the Battle of Saratoga helped convince France to join the war. 1781. The British surrendered at the Battle of Yorktown. 1783. The Treaty of Paris officially ended the war and recognized the United States as an independent nation. Thanks for watching this educational video. We hope you learned something new today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment about what you want to learn next. See you in the next video. Bye.